Hello and welcome to another tutorial with me, Mr. Carroll. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how we can set the design parameters prior to starting our design work in Techsoft Design V3. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to go to the top toolbar and click on Setup. From here, you're going to want to go to Drawing and Layout. Whenever we're designing 2D design, or Techsoft Design V3 as it's now known, we need to make sure that we've set the workspace to the correct size and we've also set the correct material. Depending on what our output device is, i.e. whether it's a laser cutter or a CNC router or a normal inkjet or laserjet printer, we need to change a couple of these key areas. If we go to the top tab, you can see it's got standard size, and this is set to either A3, A4, etc. This is mainly used if we're working on paper, say if we're doing a design and we're going to be printing that design afterwards. If we are working on a CNC device, we can choose Set for CNC device. We can choose our CNC device from the list, and it will automatically input the correct sizes for that. However, if we are working on a device that is not recognized, or we will just want to have that little bit more control, what we can do is go to User Defined and input our own figures into these boxes here. In terms of a laser cutter, the material size refers to the size of the machine bed that you're going to be working with. You have a value for X and a value for Y. X refers to the horizontal, left to right, as you see it on the screen, and Y refers to the top to bottom distance there. We've got the design guide, which is used to indicate where you want your design to be, so we can make sure that our design is not too big or too small, depending on what our design restrictions or parameters may be. And we've got a design guide offset as well, so we can change whereabouts we want that design guide to be in the center of the page or at the corner of the page, so on and so forth. So for most of our laser cutting jobs, what we're going to do, or for all of our laser cutting jobs, what we're going to do is we're going to set it to 650 for the X value and 420 for the Y value. This enables us to set the material size to match that of the laser cutting bed. Our laser cutter bed is 650 millimeters by 420 millimeters. There's no point setting this any higher because it would mean that whatever we designed, if we designed using the whole space, we wouldn't be able to fit it on the machine. And likewise, no point setting it smaller. The design guide is specific to each product. Say if I didn't want my product to be any bigger than 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters, I'd set it to 100 by 100. And what that's going to do is put a small square onto your page, which is the size of 100 by 100 millimeters. Typically that square will appear from the bottom left of the screen, but if we wanted to move that to a particular position, we could then use the design offset guide. So if I just click OK on here, you'll see it's creating my workspace area now to be 650 by 420 millimeters. It's put this design guide, this square just here, at 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. Say if I wasn't happy with that though, if I wanted my design guide to be further on into the page, what I could do is just jump back to where we were. So Setup, Drawing, across the Layout. And if I was to change my design guide offset to 50 millimeters and 50 millimeters, just watch what happens to that design guide. It moves it across from the left 50 millimeters, so from that X value, and up 50 millimeters for that Y value. The vast majority of times we're not going to be using that. We're just going to be focused on the material size, which remains constant, 650 by 420 millimeters, and setting the design guide to match that of the project. Therefore, if we was to design a project now, if we was to design a component, we'd make sure that our design fits within inside that box. Say if we was having a circular design, we'd make sure it fits within inside that box to make sure that we're not going to design it too big or too small for whatever we're going to be designing. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.